plan for the life that you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you never feel like it's possible. I like encourage everybody else to do it, but then I'm thinking like, I can't get there. Like, how am I going to do that?
Welcome to Vibecast, the podcast that dives deep into the heartbeat of workplace culture. I'm your host, Kristi. Join me in conversations with extraordinary leaders as we unravel their experiences, both positive and negative, that have impacted workplace culture. This podcast is more than storytelling. It's about actionable insights. Are you ready to transform the vibe at your workplace? Let's go.
Today is special for me because I get to introduce someone I've known since high school, my friend Laura Foster. Laura started her journey behind the stylist chair, doing hair every day, and has since grown into a powerhouse owner of 2 thriving hair salons called Vici Salons. She literally built these from the ground up. And in just 7 months, her salons have welcomed over 200 people through the doors each and every day. And now she leads a team of 40 stylists. While that might sound like a massive undertaking in a short period of time, and trust me, it really is, what sets Laura apart is how she spent her entire career leaning into connection, really understanding stylists and helping them build not just their craft, but also their brand and their business. This conversation is also a first for me, as it's my very first podcast recorded live in my home studio. I can't wait for you to hear the wisdom, grit, and heart Laura brings to everything she touches. So I'm so happy that you're here. This is a first in my house. This is a first for like a service provider podcast that I've done. And I think it's super important because you and I have talked. You do my hair. We talk a lot. And you've done some amazing things in the past 7 months. So, but before we get to like your journey, I think, it's really important for the listeners to understand how you describe a vibe.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is all about, is like practical tips and tricks and just like the simplicity of creating those vibes in the workplace, whether it be a corporate office or a radical salon. So you start with telling me a little bit more about, how you describe a vibe and what that means to you.
I think honestly, like a vibe is everything. Like from the minute you walk in, like smell, how you're greeted, the environment, aesthetic.
Yeah. So how you feel, right? Like, it's like, so if you had to put a word to it, right? Like when you walk in my salon, I want you to feel
just happy and at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's everything. It's honestly the minute you walk in, it's smell, it's aesthetic, it's how you're greeted, it's the people that are there, it's the whole culture, it's everything.
Yeah. And so you have been working really hard. So your journey didn't start owning these salons. It's been 7 months and you have how many chairs? 2 salons and how many chairs?
We have 39.
Oh my God, 39 chairs. Okay. So that's massive.
Yeah.
To go from, standing behind the chair every single day to like being responsible for 39 plus people. But tell me your journey to get there. So like, and maybe a defining moment for you of like, how you knew this was important, and whether it be the salon you worked in, the salon you're creating, the salons you're creating, or the impact you want to have on others, right? Because being the salon owner, it's not just about like, oh, I want to feel at home when I go there. It's like the impact that you have on every single person that works under your leadership. So talk to me about a little bit more about your journey though, and like how you knew this was important.
So a couple years back, you remember I broke my ankle. And it was 2 weeks after my breakup. So I'm in this new apartment by myself, sitting in a recliner, just turned 40. It was a very low moment. The first couple months were okay because I couldn't walk and I was in so much pain. So I didn't really think about things. And as time went on, I got like more and more depressed. And I'm definitely not a depressed person.
Yeah. You're like sunshine all the time.
Yeah. So it was so weird for me and I couldn't figure out why, right? So I had my therapist come over and I'm just like, I don't know why. The closer it is to being able to walk again, the more depressed I am. And we both...
Oh, weird.
It's not weird.
What a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we couldn't figure out why. And then we did. So Kathy would ask me like, what's the issue? Like, why don't you want to walk again?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I do want to walk again. I just don't want to go back to my life. Like, I didn't have my partner. I didn't want to go back to work. I just knew that I needed a change. And it was like this deep like knowing that I was meant for more, but I didn't know how to get there. So like I had all these medical bills.
Yeah.
I had like no ability to start what I wanted to, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So she told me,
So you and I talked a lot about like starting this business, right?
Yeah.
Of helping salon owners
yes,
build their business and get the right talent and do the things that to build the vibe within their organization.
Yeah.
Right. And it was like,
which I love.
right. We talked about it often when I was sitting in the chair of like, but how do I just get started? Like, how do I make that work?
For sure.
Yeah.
And how do you do that if you've never done it yourself? But I knew that I knew how to do it.
Right.
But it's like, how do I teach someone and not be able to say that I've done it myself?
Yeah.
Right. I've helped other salons and I've like managed other salons, but I had never run my own salon. So then to go in and like teach them, I'm like,
right.
I can't do that. Right.
Well, and then the market was like beauty schools, right? Yeah. Which nobody has any money when they're going through beauty sales. So then it's like, so how's the balance of like, I have this gift of like knowing how to do it, maybe do it differently than other people had done it before me. And I like also need to make a living.
100%. Yeah.
Okay. So you're broken leg.
So I'm broken leg. I'm in a recliner.
Yeah.
You know, feeling really old, just turned 40. And so my therapist was like, why don't you write out a business plan?
Yeah.
And I laughed at her. I was like, Kathy, I'm not writing out a business plan. Like I have no money. I have all these bills coming in. Like that's crazy, but I did it anyways. And it doesn't matter like how much Mel Robbins or self-help you listen to. They always say like, plan for the life that you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you never feel like it's possible. I like encourage everybody else to do it. But then I'm thinking like, I can't get there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how am I going to do that?
Mm-hmm.
So I made this business plan. And I just felt like I was doing it for homework, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't really see the light at the end of the tunnel with it. So it was like 10 pages.
But what prompted you to do? Because you're like, yeah, that's stupid, but I'm still going to do it. So like, what's that in between there?
Just getting to the bottom and feeling like there's no other choice but to try and do something different.
Yeah.
Because I knew that if I didn't make a change, no one else was going to do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And if nothing else changed, it's just not the life that I want to be a part of. I wanted something totally different.
Yeah.
So I made the business plan, and that's when I fell in love with the whole idea because it just came out. It was like 10 pages long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I knew exactly what I want, but I didn't think I knew. Like as soon as I put it down, this was so clear.
Yeah. Because the thoughts in our head can be like, oh, yeah, I could do this. No, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, I could do this. No, you can't. Yeah, like, sure. Like the reality of life kind of starts to set in and then discourages you to some degree, but then you just got to start. So, okay. So you knew that like vibes were important. Have you been in a situation or experience where you're like, I don't know what I want them to be at my salon, but I know what I don't want them to be?
For sure. And I think that's the thing is like at 40 years old, it's like, how do I start over? But there's no age. I don't know why we cut that off, right? Like you can't start over at 40 or 50 or how.
I think most entrepreneurs, any podcast that I've listened to, like a good majority of the super successful ones actually start in their 40s.
Yeah.
I think there's some wisdom and some authenticity that comes along with that wisdom of like, I'm not proving to be anybody else. I'm just who I am. And I'm going to like live out my gifts.
Yeah.
Right. Versus, oh, I got to climb this corporate ladder, or I got to do this thing, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. It's like, screw it. Who cares? Like, I'm going to go try it. And if I fail, okay, cool. I'll go try again. Right.
For sure. And all your experience, like even if you're at a workplace that you don't like, it's all experience, right? Whether you're learning what not to do, what to do.
Yeah.
And if you think of it like that, then it's not as miserable or tough.
Totally.
Right. It's just all research.
Totally.
Like life is about research.
Market
right?
research. Yeah. Like, don't do this. Do this. Yeah. Don't do this. Okay. You suck and you're treating me poorly. I'm going to put that in my Rolodex of like,
Definitely
don't do that to anybody else.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about names can remain nameless. Places can remain nameless also. But I want to understand in your experience, like the impact that bad vibes can have on people and like what that might look like in play. And then as you kind of change the tone of that in this new salon that you've opened or salons that you've opened, like the opposite of that, or like how you've changed that, or maybe even changed like a particular person's outlook on doing hair or outlook on life or whatever. Right.
Yeah. So I think for me, it's all about your staff, your employees first, right? So my whole purpose and mission in life is that people feel valued, seen, and loved. And I know it sounds cheesy, but like when I say that and I think it, I feel that way. That's like my friends, my family, anybody I work with. And I think when you don't have like your mission and how you feel and the care for other people, the culture is broken. So I don't ever want a business where people feel like they can't come talk to me or that they have to walk on eggshells. And people say, I've heard this, like where there's no dumb questions, and it's true. Just because you feel a certain way and I might think it's crazy, like you feel that way.
Yeah.
So I need to create an environment where you can come talk to me no matter what it is. And if I'm living my true mission and for people to feel seen and valued, then my culture and my community, which I'm trying to build, will be wonderful because everybody deserves to be seen and to be listened to. And that's what breaks that if you don't do that. And if people feel like they can't come to you for stuff.
Yeah.
And if people start to leave, that's when I would take a minute to look inward and go, what am I doing? Because it's not everybody else. It would be me. And I'm going to do everything I can to get to the point where people don't do that.
So how do you make sure to keep that front and center? Because I'm with you on that. Like people need to feel seen and heard and cared for. And we get busy as individuals. We have off days. So how do you make sure, like in everything you do, is there any like practices that you have or things that you do or people that you talk to make sure you stay centered around that? Because it's very easy to be distracted by the challenges of life.
Definitely. And I have a good core group of people I feel like that keep me accountable and that call me out or give me advice. But when you have something that you believe in so much, there's no way that I don't want to live that life. And I've been that person for 42 years now, where you can ask anybody that knows me, like, I love people and I always want to help people. And that's just who I am. So to get to do that at a business is amazing. Like, I can't believe it's my life. And sometimes I probably will drop the ball.
Sure.
And I hope that I don't, but I feel like so many people go to work and it's 9 to 5 and it's like, try to get through it, right? So they can get to the evening or to the weekend. And I want to build a place where people feel at home already. So they're not in a rush to leave or that they dread going to work. I've had that feeling before and I don't ever want that for someone.
Totally.
I want to build a home and a happy, great place where people love each other. People always ask me, how do you work with like 30 women all the time? It must be horrible. And I'm like, it's actually amazing. Everybody loves everybody.
Yeah.
And they're so nice. And if we get someone in there that isn't like-minded and doesn't have the respect for other people that we all have, then it'll be very obvious.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I protect my people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you go from, let's kind of go back to the business plan. You go from standing behind a chair, breaking your leg or your foot, sitting in the recliner, to writing a business plan, to opening 2 salons in 7 months. 39 chairs. Like let's make clear like the vastness of this because some people won't even open a salon in like a Sola Suites or I don't know if that's what you know what I mean. Like those little independent ones. But you went like to opening 2 salons with 39 chairs, like from being an individual contributor to like leading all these people. That's like a big jump. And obviously, like any founder of anything, like you've been building your whole life to do something like this. So maybe from the outside looking in, it looks like, oh, you went from behind the chair to like 39 people, but that's not the case. So talk to me about like the in between, because I really think that like that's the juice, right?
Yeah.
That's where like the magic happens in creating this space that is like a home. So how'd you go from there to where you are today?
So after I created the business plan, my good friends, Ani and Reed, I asked if I could just meet with them. So we went for coffee and I just wanted insight. Like, this is where I'm at financially. This is my goal. Please tell me, how do I get there? Right. So Reed's reading my business plan. We're talking, me and Ani are just catching up. And after he was done, he basically told me that he wanted to invest in me and believed in me. And it's pretty amazing considering I didn't have any experience owning a salon, and for someone to like see you and know that you're meant for more and believe in that. And it just happened so fast. So we called our lawyer, we called a realtor and found a place. And then we did a build out on a salon and it was done 1 month later.
That
So,
only took a month.
yeah, the first one took a month. It happened so fast that I couldn't catch up. Like it was crazy, but
Sometimes that's better though, right? Because then it like doesn't give you space to like overthink something. Yeah. Because if you overthink something, you don't just go. I was telling somebody this morning on a call, I started my consulting business with like a refurbished Dell laptop because that's all I had the money for. And I was like, I'll just figure it out.
yeah.
And then here I am 10 years later figuring it out, still figuring it out. But like you can't overthink it because once you do, you'll never get started. And that's like what happens, right? Like then it sits on a shelf. Somebody also told me 80% out the door is better than 100% in the drawer.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So yeah, business plan just sat in the drawer because you're like, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, we'll just figure it out.
But you changed it too, right? I still have my business plan.
Right.
And I'm altering it and adjusting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I lucked out. I have 2 incredible people in my life that saw something in me and it feels so good. And it's exactly like what I want to do to the people that I work with is see them and see their potential. And I definitely lucked out having 2 amazing people, but it just shows like when you get that feeling, you just should never stop until you get to your goal.
Okay. So how, in writing the business plan, I know, sorry, I keep going back to that. Like, how did you incorporate like vibes? Like, how did you incorporate like, this is a place I want it to be like home? Because so many business plans are like financial and the trajectory and blah, 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 blah.
No, mine had pictures. What I wanted to look.
Oh, yeah. Mine, yours is more like, here's the feeling I want you to read. It was like a work vibes business plan.
That's almost as important as the financials.
Oh, 100%.
To be honest, yeah, because if you don't build the place that people want to go to, you're not going to make money.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how did you know you were building the place people wanted to go to? So now 1 month in, you've got the salon, right? And you got 9 chairs. I think you had in the first salon, 9 chairs. And sometimes you don't know. You're like, I'm taking a leap of faith and a big risk. I agree with you. If like it is authentically who you are and you're building that out, like the people will follow if you're living out your passion and your dream. But like, what then did you see as signs of like, yes, this is right. Yes, this is how it should be. Or my business plan was a little bit off. I should probably tweak it here.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was way better than I ever could have dreamed because I thought it would be me and maybe one other stylist. I knew that Riley was going to go with me. And then the calls started coming in and it was just crazy. It was crazy. I just thought if I stayed true to who I was and built a home that I would meet people. And I told my business partners that it may take a while. Yeah. Maybe it'll take a year, but I knew it would get there. And then after 4 months, we were so full that we had no option but to expand.
So crazy.
It was crazy, but it is all about the vibe and the place, right? It's having a big back room so people can sit and rest and feel taken care of. So that's why my main focus is if I take care of my stylists, then they're going to take care of their clients. So that's my whole vision is taking care of them, but creating a great space, obviously, for the clients and that they feel comfortable and kind of at home and everything just aligns.
So what else in the physical space? Because I've had a few guests that we've talked about like physical space and like the neuroscience behind it or like the feelings that you get or whatever, right? So in a salon, in your salon, what is that physical space that's like super important? And how did you know that was important as you were building out the space?
Okay, so my whole theme, like for my salons, is my love for Italy. So I've been there 3 times, and every time I go, I'm just like, I love every part of it.
Your bathrooms are very Italian.
Yeah. That's my goal.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So I knew I wanted it to feel more like a home, like European inspired, minimal, because that's my vibe, and just clean and good instead of just basic salon stuff. Because otherwise, how do you stand out, right?
Right.
So it's creating something different. And it's also, even though I've only been open 7 months, it's not getting stagnant and in 5 years having it look exactly the same, right? It's changing it because otherwise people get over it and it's not there. I want to be the best and I want people to feel that. And if something's broken, I want to fix it.
Sure.
And maybe line wash won't be in. Maybe I'll repaint. Like, it's like going with it and not just thinking my business model works now and then it's going to work 5-10 years from now and there's been no changes.
Yeah.
I don't like to feel stagnant.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And I also think like, I was talking to somebody earlier today also, and I was like, okay, that's great. And all like, I know you're a very logical person, but what does your gut say? And I think trusting your gut a little bit more on some of the changes, right? Of like, what am I feeling versus what am I thinking, or like aligning the two? Because sometimes your logical thought, like, yeah, you need to follow it because it makes financial sense, or it's like how you're going to get people in the door or what have you. But I think like you're also, I don't know, is it like a visceral feeling? I'm not sure what you call it, but like just like that intuition that you have is
100%.
like something that people often overlook or ignore because they're not just like sitting in the present moment saying, okay, what's going to work for this today, right? It's like we're always looking into the future. We're always looking behind us. It's like, no,
Be here.
be here.
Yeah. It always works out. So be here.
Totally. That's really hard to do. Okay. How do you keep yourself in the present?
I love my present so much that I don't want to be anywhere else. So it's building that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's building what you love right now. I just don't want to live a life where I'm so focused on when I get here, when I do this, and both salons are completely full. If I open up more, then I'm going to be happy. I'm happy right now. And if I get to the point where I'm not happy, I will change it. So I'm happy now. Like I'm so happy now, you know? And as when you were talking about intuition, that goes with hiring.
Okay, that's you're leading into my next. I'm like, how do you find the talent to maintain the vibe that you're looking for in your salon?
You know, right away. It's like when you're dating, like you meet someone and if it's an energy thing for sure. And it's not just about skills or just hiring people to fill your chair so I'm making money because that's not going to work out. It's about having the feeling like, would I live with you as a roommate? Because we're going to be living together in a salon.
You know, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, even salon or corporate office or wherever. Yeah, you spend so much time with these people.
More than my friends and my family and these people. So as much as I would love to be overfilled again, and to open up another one and do all that, like my main focus is building the salon now with the right people. And if I just take everybody, I'd be overfilled, whatever the word is. And it would be great for 2 minutes and then it's not going to work out. So when it becomes about money and, you know, doing all that, then the whole vision is gone.
Yeah. Okay. So how kind of the flip of hiring is firing, right?
Yeah.
And that can be hard when you have deep care and concern for somebody. And also it's hard when you have somebody working for you that isn't aligned with what you're set up to do. So how do you reconcile those two feelings? Because I'm sure
I'm going to call you.
No, my least favorite thing to do in my job.
You know, it's hard because when you care about people so much, you don't want to hurt them or let them down. But I have so many people that I have to look out for. So if that one person comes in that's not aligned with who we are or is rude to another stylist or talking about a client, I have no other option but to let them go.
And I think that's where when you stand behind something so strongly and so boldly, it becomes very known to other people that like the toleration for anything outside of that just isn't there. Right. And so it's almost like at some point, I mean, you're only 7 months in, but at some point, like people will just know like this isn't the place for me because I'm misaligned with like truly what they stand for. I think what gets in the way of salons or businesses or you name it, where the places people go to work is that they sit in this in between of like, I kind of want to stand for something and I kind of want to stand over here because I want to like please everybody. And I was just listening to other podcasts about Elon Musk, and I know he's very polarizing, and I'm not going to bring him in. You know, but he's very straightforward in like how he operates his business, and you either like it or you don't. And it's not, but he doesn't waver.
Yeah.
right? And some of them,
Waver.
you cannot waver. I think when you waver is when you actually get yourself into, honestly, HR trouble.
Yeah.
Because it's just, people are like, but wait, I thought you were like this. Oh, but wait, I thought you were like this. And they're just like confused.
Yeah.
Right. So
it has to be equal, because you become friends with some people that you work with. But either way, it has to be equal.
Yeah.
Like, you have a standard and that's it.
Yeah. Have you ever had a situation where you have a friend and I have friends who, enjoy different things or have a different vibe, right?
No.
Have you had a friend that you've had to like be like, it's not going to work out? Like,
No, not yet. Thank goodness.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
They just like, no, because you're so strong
I know.
believe in that they're like, I'm not going to work with her.
Yeah.
We're good friends, but we don't need to work together.
Luckily, I feel like everybody loves it so much and cares for me that everybody's just doing a great job.
Yeah.
I'm lucky though.
You are.
Yeah.
I mean, you will run across hurdles along the way, but
I know. Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you had to give advice to people listening, leaders out there, people who want to create their own thing or have started to create their own thing, right? And are just kind of a little bit lost on like, what do I need to do next in order to start impacting the vibe and the energy and the, positivity of my organization or salon or whatever it is, right? What would be your piece of advice just to go do next?
Start focusing on the people that work with you. That's the main thing.
And when you say focus on them, is it like just start
What
talking
can you do to make them happier?
Mm,
What can you do for them? What do they need?
yeah.
Talk to them. So many times everybody's just focused on just the business, but they are the business.
Right.
They're everything,
Yeah.
no matter what business it is.
Yeah. And speak human to them, right?
Yes.
Like, don't be real, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be real
Mm-hmm.
and talk to them
Mm-hmm.
and let them know that they can come to you.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to figure out what you need.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in the front lines doing
Yeah. They see stuff that we don't see.
Yeah, for sure. Heck yeah. We did this.
Thank goodness.
Good job. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I love you.
I loved having Laura in studio today to talk about culture, leadership, and why the energy you create in the workplace really does matter. From her journey behind the chair to owning 2 thriving salons, she showed us the right vibe keeps people coming back, keeps stylists engaged, and sets the tone for growth. A few highlights I truly love is that she shared the vibe is everything. People can feel it the second they walk through the door. Employees stick around when they feel valued and loved. Definitely hire for culture fit, not just skills, because it truly does change everything. Physical space shapes the experience, so make it shine. And leadership is about staying adaptable, approachable, and most of all, real. I also loved her honesty around the challenges. It's not something we always talk about, but definitely something we all face. Leadership isn't easy, but with strong values and a willingness to listen, you can create a business that grows and feels good. Thanks for hanging out with us and being part of my very first live home studio episode. Stay curious, stay courageous, and keep vibing, my friends.
If this episode inspired you and you want to see how you can take the next step to creating a better vibe within your organization, I'd love for you to download our complimentary 75 Vibes worksheet. This is a simple tool to create a habit and mindset around creating great vibes in work and life. The best part, it's simple and it works.